Hey everyone, my name is Will and I am one of the owners and roasters of Cult Classic Coffee. So in this video we're going to be showing you how we make our cold brew coffee using our very own Cult Classic Coffee. Now before we get started, I want to give you guys some background information on the Cult Classic Coffee blend we're going to use today, which is the Never Sleep Again blend. This is a French roast coffee, but what makes this particular Cult Classic Coffee blend so special is the fact that we use 100% Robusta beans, unlike another coffee company which uses a mixture of Robusta and Arabica beans. Now you're probably asking yourself, what the hell does that mean? I'll break it down for you really quick. The majority of coffee companies today use Arabica beans, whereas Robusta beans contain almost twice the amount of caffeine as Arabica beans. Now, although it's the caffeine that contains the bitter taste, we feel that we've perfected a roast that completely diminishes the bitterness and brings out all the flavor of the coffee. So not only are you going to get a great tasting cup of coffee, but you're going to get that caffeine injection you'll need to take on your day, or in our cases, the night. Alright, let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is what's called a French press. You can either order them online or you can find them in a retail store. Prices do vary. This one we have now is by Bodum. Cost us around $20, but depending on your budget, you might be able to find them cheaper elsewhere. The next step, ingredients. Super easy. Water, coffee grounds. We highly suggest though that the water is purified / filtered and refrigerated. It can also be room temperature, but we strongly suggest that it's been filtered. After that, it's measurements. This particular container holds up to 32 ounces of water. For every 32 ounces of water, you can use anywhere from 4 to 8 ounces of coffee grounds. In this case, we like to go somewhere in the middle, so we go with our favorite number, 6 ounces. This next step can be done a couple of different ways. You can either take the coffee grounds, pour them in an empty pot, then add the water, but what we're going to do is the water's already in the container. We're going to take the coffee grounds and pour it on top of that. We're going to put some of it in first, then stir it. And you're going to want to make sure you get all the grounds wet. Get it all in there. Then you're going to pour your rest. We highly suggest as well you use a wooden spoon or in our case chopsticks. Metal can cause the glass to crack if hit too hard. Once you've blended the coffee grounds into the water, you're going to take a plastic wrap or saran wrap, place it over the pot, and let it sit for 12 hours. So once the 12 hours have passed, what you're going to do is remove the plastic wrap from the pot. You're going to take your plunger and you're going to slowly and gently press all the way down, like so. Nice and easy. So you can do a couple of things at this point. Some people like to take this and just pour it directly into a cup of ice. But what we'd like to do here at Cult Classic Coffee, for both storage purposes and more importantly to ensure all the coffee ground sediments are removed, is we take a coffee filter and we place it over a glass container. In this case we have a carafe, but any glass container such as a mason jar for example will do just fine. And we'll pour directly into the filter. We obviously don't want to overflow it, just get it up right to the top and let it drip down. Now this is a little bit time consuming, but keep in mind it gets all the coffee ground sediment, and that way you can enjoy the best Cult Classic cold brew coffee. And there you have it. We hope you enjoyed this video on how we make cold brew coffee using our very own Cult Classic Coffee. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to leave a comment below. Also be sure to visit our Etsy store at cultclassiccoffee.etsy.com. You can grab one of our 4 blends of Cult Classic Coffee or a t-shirt and mug. So make sure you pick up a bag and taste the horror.